What's going on, guys? Another day with the Bearded Panda Fab. So today's going to be a cool day. It's going to actually be over a series of days. So we're putting back together the TC, the BPF TC, and with our wide body kit. And during the time of, an opportunity landed on our laps. And so some dude by the name of Zach, very cool guy, has an Access 5 or 5 Access AD front lip. Now I know BPF makes lips, and I know we can make a lip. We're a bit on a time crunch, and why not own a piece of history? So I reached out to Zach, and I was like, "What's up, Zach, man? I'd really like to get a hold of this lip. It's a good piece of history." He's had it up in his garage for several years now, so he's offered to let it go. So we're on our way to go pick it up and going to check out the condition, get it sprayed black, and get it slapped onto the car. And the series or episode starts now. Alrighty, folks, so here it is. I did already put it on, test fit it. I'll go through that in just a minute. But man, it's a great lip. It's just got a couple of paint chips, a little bit of scraping, but it wasn't enough to even harm the plastic really. Of course I'll go and clean all that up, but luckily it's just on the bottom. Top part, freaking amazing. What's great about this authentic lip is how all the design of it is so solid. The lines are real nice and crispy. Now the replica that you normally get off eBay, not fine detailed like this one. So I'm super excited about that. Now I know we make lips, and we're in the process of making one for the 2.0, but definitely wanted to own a piece of history. And so as you can see, especially even right here, check that out. That design doesn't come in on the replicas, along with these really strong body lines right here, this one here. Normally the replica one that you get off eBay, it's just kind of rounded. It doesn't have these real nice sharp lines. So let's check out the fitment. Boom, there it is. So you see that fitment is so tight. To actually get it on, you have to kind of pull and tug a little bit to make it stick. Now the only reason why you see a little bit of gapping here is because it's got old double-sided sticky tape that's kind of creating that little gap. And then yeah, a screw goes back here. And so we're really surprised because we actually design our lips in the same fashion to where they come up, fit real nice and tight here. And then our Model 101s, same thing for the 2.5 model, come up onto and then fit real nice and tight. And then they also offer a screw point in the back, which is right there. And then the other cool factor is that they utilize stock mounting points as well. And so that was actually just by chance. We didn't even have any idea that they did it that way. And so we're really excited to see that we're on the right pathway as a new company, to kind of follow others, and again, I've owned this one from eBay as well, and it didn't have the bottom mounting points. So super stoked about that. Next is to sand it down and get it into primer. All right, the fun part. So I'm taking it all down and I'm sanding away, and I'm man, why is it kind of pilling up? Then I realized it was fancy Plasti Dip. Now Plasti Dip's not too shabby. Honestly, you couldn't even tell it was Plasti Dip. It looked like it was paint. It had a nice shine to it, had a good feel to it, didn't have that rubberized feeling. So it did a really good job. But when it's time to take off, since this bad boy's been sitting around since 2016, yeah, it's just bust out the power sander and it comes right off. Now here I do have some scratches. Surprisingly, being that Zach was on airbags and got pretty low, scratches aren't too deep. So it's a quick, easy fix. Bad boy should be in primer in no time. Item I do use on light scratches like this on a polyurethane lip is this U-Pull Dolphin Glaze. Stuff goes on really good, offers flexibility, and real quick and easy to sand. So things in pretty good shape. Gonna just go ahead and get it all set up and get this bad boy in primer. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That's about as best as my whistles as I can get. So I know I didn't show you all the primer stage, but it's okay. You know, it's just primer. But we did get the primer on there, sanded it smooth, and then we went straight to the black. But let me tell you, that plasti dip is no joke. But we got it off, and it's now in black. So this is the base. I know it'd be cooler to be a different color than just black, but that's what it is for now. Boom! Boom! Would you look at that? Fender flares are in black. It's got kind of like a cool little, like, you know, gold tint, but I'm sure that's the lighting. There's the vent area. So yeah, I know like black hides a lot of the detail. We are talking about a color change in the near future, but at the moment, black it is. There's the caps for the 2.0. I have the 2.5s almost complete, but pretty excited about these bad boys getting painted. And next is clear. So let's just get that done, and then we'll get all this good stuff eventually put on. Okay, now after we pulled out that slow roll out of the garage, I'm sure you saw the lip, the fact that we got the fender flares on, and then all the other goodies. Let me go ahead and do a slow-mo of what's going on, or let's get some exterior shots and videos and all that good stuff so you can see how cool this bad boy is looking with this T-800.
You just wanna hold it, don't wanna swim it over. It feels like you got it, you want your roller coaster. Don't ask me about my freedom, don't ask me about my wisdom. You want it, you need it, but why?
Okay, so it's official. We finally got the lip installed. I'm sorry I didn't record that. I was in a rush trying to get a lot of things done in such a short amount of time. Really trying to get this wide body kit pushed out. And so, yeah, we got it already put on, put in clear, black, all that good stuff. Man, this thing, honestly, in all honesty, this thing is being held on just by its fitment, by being snapped into place. I don't have any of the screws installed yet underneath, and I don't have the ones that sit right here behind the wheel well. It's actually just clipped on. And I've driven the car already a couple of times throughout the town to get photos and videos and stuff. It doesn't budge. And believe it or not, with that height, I don't scrape it. Let's go look. So right there, could fit my hand. As we come here, it comes to 4 fingers, 3, 3.5, there we go, about 3. And so that holds on really good. Other thing I did while I was clear coating and doing all this stuff is I sanded down and refinished the headlights. They had been pretty chewed up, you know, I had a bunch of scratches and junk all over it. And so we really needed to show those some love. Also, it's in the works. It needs a full repaint. Unfortunately, this baby has been loved, These are all rock chips that have gone over the years, because I used to drive this thing all the time to and from school on a 45-minute drive on the expressway, so it's got some love. So we definitely need to re-clear that. I know in photos you don't see it so much, but it's there. Same thing with our fenders, in all honesty. And here's the kit. Now, just a real quick deal, these aren't permanent screws. These are just screws to hold it on right now. We actually believe in the system of the rivets, where you put the rivet nut in the back, crimp it into place, and then use an Allen bolt. Those are going to be going in with some nice washers as soon as we get those in. But let's look at this kit. So of course, this is a kit. Fitment between the flare and the front bumper cap are super tight. Now right there you see a small little, let's move that finger over, small little gapping here, but that's because I haven't put the actual clips on the bumper 100%. Like I said, this car isn't fully put back together yet. We're working on it, talking about a repaint and all that good stuff, so it isn't 100% yet, but we can go look at the other side. So here's an example of how tight the fitment is. It's like that on the driver's side as well. Like I said, it's just because I don't have the actual bumper clip properly in place and screwed down, so it had a little bit of a sag on that other side right there. But as you can see, it's a pretty tight fit. Now the reason why you see a little gapping right here is because I have double-sided sticky tape holding that on. Normally I feel like I would use like a little snap pin or a screw, a nut and a bolt kind of deal, and hold that in place. But let's keep going over it. Back to what we were talking about. So we have our Bearded Panda Fab center cap logo right there. That was done by a guy I found on eBay. He also has an Instagram. I'll put his name of his company somewhere here. Dude is really cool. Put a lot of work into getting us these. He gave us 2 different versions, and I appreciate him printing it out for us and everything. It's got a real nice glaze, clear coat over it. Now we are rocking a Delonte tire because it offers a really good stretch. The rubber compound on it is really good, and so we're pretty happy with them. Now as you look, we really focused on keeping the stock design here, so that way for the T-800 model, it flowed with the stock side skirt, as you can see there. So that's a reason why we kept that design there. It also has a vent right now. The mesh isn't in place, but we're working on that template to get it done. And also the screws, this is how decent the fitment is. There aren't any screws right here on the sides holding that in place, because this is just a mock-up for right now. Right now I just have some double-sided sticky tape, but I wanted to show you this view and angle so you could see how nice that curvature is, along with the grill, and then down here how the cutout comes seamlessly into place. So we did that. On this front flare also, it will utilize the stock mounting point right here. The bolt that you use to pull, bolt in the side skirt, you would just remove that bolt, drill a hole, and put it right through there. We really wanted to utilize all the stock mounting points as much as possible, so that way it holds and looks professional all the way through. You do have to cut your fender if you're going this low, but in general you have to cut it because, of course, on wide body kits we have to move this part of the body a little further back, so it does have to get cut. I'm sure you can see in there. I am going to have to cut a little more because of in here to follow that piece, but that's the vent area. So like I said, a mesh is going to go in there, a really nice wired mesh. We have it on order, it's coming in, and I'm also making the template so I can they can all be professionally installed and not released during drive time. That's definitely a no-no. And so now here's the rear flare. Now we've had this one done for a while right now, believe it or not. That is a 3M vinyl sticker. I'm not really a big fan of vinyl. A lot of people are, no big deal. But I would much rather do paint. I like the clarity of paint, the fact that I can shine it up and polish it. And so this also, we stuck with the actual stock body lines there to come up. And then also it's got a divot here from the tire, so you can see that also, because there's people who like to put a canard right here. So maybe if you want to do like an undersplitter, come down, come up and bolt here. Now this is the T800 model. The T1000 model is going to have side skirts, and it'll accommodate and fit and slip right over your stock side skirt. And then it's also going to change here. This will widen out a little bit and then meet up with the side skirt, bolt together, and then everything else will go in place. And of course use some stock mounting points, because we're firm believers of stock mounting points. Now if you look at the rear flare and the front flare, we have a whole system going. Everything flows, and it's meant to flow really well. So when you have this section here coming up and down, it actually shoots across, hits this point, and goes back up. Also, this vent here also goes with the same kind of angle and shoots there for aerodynamics and all that good stuff. We put all that stuff into factor. And so along with here, this front part of the rear flare comes up, 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 and keeps curving to go along with that rear quarter window. And then also here we had it shoot up, so that way it pointed towards the end of the tail light. And of course the gas door is functionable, no issues with that. And we also have stock mounting points for the rear, which I'll show you in a minute, but it bolts to the side skirt bolt that goes right there. So everything is really fitted really well. The inner lip that goes right here, that comes about the same thickness as your standard quarter panel on your TC, but it is trimmable, so that way you can fit a nice, snug, tighter, wider wheel. Almost sounded like whitey tighties. So anyhow, and then yeah, even the back line of the arch, that's right here, kind of goes up and hits the bottom of that tail light. So everything was factored in when designing this kit. And here, that's the area that I'm talking about. We designed that to where it flows with the side skirt and then bolts in the stock mounting point. So we should have no issues there. And then this poor rear bumper has been loved and has epoxy all over it, or resin. Definitely got to get that worked on. But as you can see how all the lines go and match up to hit that rear bumper lines and everything like that. Yep. So next up is also spoilers. We're going to come out with a series of those. Some rear diffusers. Like I said, the T1000, which is the side skirt. The wider grill or vent area to the side skirt. And then a front lip. And of course this also rocks on the TC 2.5, which is the 14 to the 16. So yeah, we just had to get that piece of history, which is initially what this video was about. We had to get that piece of history just because it's so cool to know that we have something like that. But we are coming out with a more aggressive front lip, as much as we love this one. Alrighty guys, so as always, thank you for watching. Hit a thumbs up, leave comments down below. All that stuff matters. Ask as many questions as you like about the kit. We have payment plan options for it on our website. You can see it at beardedpandafab.com. I'll set it up right here. beardedpandafab.com. And remember, this is the T800. And I'm sure y'all already got the reference on that. And then we'll have the T1000, which is the extra goodies, you know, like the side skirt, the front lip, and of course the same flare setup that you see here. And what's cool is we're gonna have a lot of interchangeable parts, and you can actually buy those parts separately. So you don't always have to change the full kit just to get a different look. We'll offer front bumper caps in different designs. We'll offer canards, different side skirt options, different lip options, and of course spoilers. So that way you can still get the wide body that you want to design and you can order it separately. Sometimes things happen, you know, sometimes you have a little fender bender or something goes wrong, a piece comes off, whatever, which it shouldn't, because man, we really designed it to hold on tight. But if that happens, just reach out to us. We should have it on our website to order each part individually or as a pair. So that's a really good thing that we're going to do, because Scion designed it to be a customizable car, and we still believe in that concept. And we also want to be one of those companies or wide body kit companies that offer parts as a pair or individually. We understand things happen. So yeah, thumbs up, hit subscribe. This is the series of rebuilding the TC. It's going to get a lot of love, lots of videos on it. We're going to do a lot of interior work, and we're also going to do a lot of exterior work. So you guys, I want to thank you for watching, for choosing BPF. You guys, take it easy.